Hey guys, thank you for following along. Got to push that back in. This is going to be chapter one of my new book called Knees to the Ground. It is a devotional. There are questions, so grab a notebook and a pen because you'll want to answer them. We read the introduction, so here's chapter one. It's called When All You Can Do Is Fall to Your Knees. Theme: The breaking point that become a turning point. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalms 34:18. Devotional and testimony. I became a mother at 17, but the truth is I was still a child myself. A broken, searching girl wearing the weight of a grown woman's responsibilities. I had no blueprint for the kind of life I was stepping into. No one had prepared me for motherhood, let alone how to become a whole and healed woman first. I didn't grow up with the kind of love that anchors you. There was no praying mama beside me in the delivery room, no father waiting in the hallway to tell me I was still his little girl. I was alone. And because I was alone, I did what so many wounded girls do. I chased love in all the wrong places. I gave myself away, hoping to be chosen. I clung to people who mirrored the very pain I was trying to escape. I smiled on the outside while slowly unraveling inside. Survival became normal. I wasn't building a life, I was trying to make it through each day without falling apart. I filled the silence with distractions. I numbed the pain with relationships, habits, and choices that only added to my brokenness. And I convinced myself that this was just the way life was for girls like me. Girls with no guidance, no foundation, and no one to catch them. But even in that darkness, I had moments of clarity. I'd look at my baby's face and feel something stir, a holy discontent, a quiet ache that whispered, "This is not the life I want for us. This is not the legacy I want to pass down." One night, I hit a wall. The baby was finally asleep. The house was dark and quiet, but inside, I was anything but peaceful. I was overwhelmed by everything: the mess in the room, the mess in my heart. My soul felt worn thin. I sat on the edge of my bed and broke. The tears came hard, and in that moment, with nothing left to give and nowhere else to run, I dropped to my knees. It wasn't some polished, churchy prayer, it was just raw, honest desperation. God, I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't know where to start, but I need you. Mm. That was the moment everything began to shift. Not because all my problems disappeared, but because I finally stopped pretending I could fix it on my own. That night was the end of my striving and the beginning of my surrender. Since then, my journey hasn't been perfect. There has been setbacks, there have been hard days, but there's also been grace, so much grace. God didn't just pick me up, he began to piece me back together, little by little, prayer by prayer, decision by decision. Now, I don't just mother from survival. I mother from purpose. I'm raising children who will know who they are and whose they are. I'm building a home where prayer is normal and peace is present. I'm breaking generational chains. Even on the days I feel like they're rattling in the background, I still fall short. But the difference now is I fall into grace, not guilt. I'm not just trying to make it anymore. I'm choosing to live fully, freely, and rooted in the love of a father I never had growing up, but found in Jesus. And every single day, I remind myself, you don't have to have it all together to begin again. You just have to be willing to hit your knees and ask God to help you rise. Questions and reflections. Sometimes the most life changing moment doesn't come when we get it all together. It comes when we finally fall apart. Hitting my knees wasn't a sign of failure, it was the moment I found freedom. The That place of surrender become the starting line of healing, of faith, of breaking the chains that held me back for too long. I wasn't meant to stay in survival mode, and neither are you. God meets us in the middle of the mess and invites us to begin again, stronger and more surrendered than ever before. So take some time and really think and pray about these questions. Be honest with yourself and God and write what's on your heart. Question 1. Have you ever looked at your life and thought, this can't be it? What was that moment for you? And what do you think God was trying to show you? Remember to take a moment and pray about it if you have to, but answer it honestly. Question 2. In what ways have you been living in survival mode? What might healing, peace, or purpose look like for you instead? Question 3. What parts of your life still feel rooted in fear, shame, or the past? Ask God to help you identify them so you can start letting go. Number 4. What kind of legacy do you want to leave for your children or future family? How does that differ from the one you came from? Question 5. Are you raising children in the Lord, or are you just raising them to be good? How can you become more intentional about raising disciples? Question 6. What does falling to your knees look like in this season of your life? Is there something you need to surrender to God right now? That's chapter 1 for you. Let me know what you think about it, and maybe next time we can answer the questions together.